guys, Felicia White here, and today I'm wrapping up my take on the book What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. So we'll just call this the final part, and I'm just kind of intertwining a lot of different components towards the end of the book into one video, because I really want to encourage you to go get the book yourself and read each chapter and really take it in and apply it. But I wanted to touch on the subject of knee-jerk reactions versus responding, having more self-control. And I did a recent hangout with this on the subject with a few other women, incredible women, and it was a great hangout. So I'll put a link to that below, and you can check that out as well. But I just kind of wanted to elaborate a little bit more and share some personal stories with you. So hang it in there with me, and I'll share that with you in just a little bit. But you gotta, wait till the end of the video to hear that. But I'm going to read a little bit from the book on conscious actions or uncontrolled reactions. But how we react to those in life, which we can do nothing about, will always be the truest test of our own self-control, our own individual sense of self, and our ability to manage our minds and ourselves in a way that keeps us coming out on top and at peace with where we are. That is a part of maturity. That is taking responsibility for ourselves and living it every day. So that's just a little part there, but it goes into talking about how people consistently complain about things they have no control over. Maybe the weather, if it's raining outside, it ruins their entire day. And that's certainly something that you cannot control. Certainly another example is driving in traffic and someone cuts you off. Again, you can't control other people's actions, but you can control how you respond to them. So many people are knee-jerking their way through life and playing the victim. They're saying, oh, poor me, nothing goes right in my life. My boss yells at me, or I don't make enough money at work. And that's something that when it comes down to it, you can control. You can make a conscious decision to do something more, to start a home-based business, to be an online entrepreneur, and to live your higher purpose. You can make a decision that you're going to follow the steps that will lead you to an increase in pay and it being more in your control. That's just one example, a few examples, I'm sorry. But another thing is, even how we react to people in personal relationships. An example from myself is, we have 4 boys, and 2 of them are a little bit challenging, and we love them all equally as much and very, dearly. However, 2 of them have gone a different route. They've kind of made some poor decisions in their lives, and they're young, they're finding themselves, they're figuring out what's working and what's not working. But there's some times when I've said to myself, I just can't communicate with this, with one of our sons. It's just so hard. But it gives that example in here, for instance, where it says you can say, I just can't communicate with my son anymore, but you can just as easily rephrase it into a new self-program, like I take the time to listen, I take the time to be patient and understanding. And that's something I've had to apply in my own life. I used to just kind of be very hesitant to reach out and call one of our sons, because every time it seemed like it ended up in an argument, because I would be so upset with his choices, and I would just be beside myself saying, why don't you just get it? Why don't you realize that this isn't working for you, and make a decision to change that? But you cannot control other people's actions. And so I've learned to just sit back and listen and be there for him and just communicate in a much healthier way. And that's because of my self-talk. That's because of telling myself I am going to handle it this way. I'm going to respond this way versus reacting to how he's coming at me or whatever. And so that relationship is starting to get healthier because of that. It's, it's still you never know, you know, you got to take it day to day, and that's because this particular son is dealing with PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's something that has evolved over the years. He's been in the military, he was a Marine, and you know, he's seen some things. He was over in Iraq. He's seen some things and experienced some devastating losses in his own life. And of course, this is, you know, going to be something that is ongoing, you know, something he needs to continue to get help for. And thankfully, there's, you know, he's got a service dog that's helping him with therapy in regards to that. But, you know, you just never know how someone else is going to react. You just have to have that self-control on how you deal with it. And then our other son, he's dealing with some, you know, very strong addictions after losing our youngest granddaughter to SIDS. And so that has been a constant up and downhill battle. And that's something that, you know, I've kind of shared before, but I wasn't so specific in saying that, you know, these are our sons. These are our the loves of our lives, and so this is very personal to me, and I just wanted to share that you know, lots of us are going through different challenges and struggles in our lives, but how we deal with them is up to us. You know, we have to take personal responsibility and use the right kind of self-talk so that it can be empowering for ourselves. And I remember so many nights just bawling my eyes out and pacing back and forth, scared to death of, you know, if we were going to get a call that, you know, he's done something really bad, an overdose, or you know, hurt somebody or hurt himself, and it's so scary. But you have to learn to let go and let God, and so you know, we're still fighting for him. We're still fighting for both of our sons to get their lives in order, but at the same time, they're grown adults and they make their own choices. So, but how we respond is just to be there and be loving and be encouraging. And so that's just a little bit of what I wanted to share with you. I know this is probably going to be a long video, but I think it's important to get this across to you that, you know, whether it's a personal relationship, business related, you know, a website's not working, or someone quits in your team, or you're having a bad day at work, you can always flip it around and you know, rephrase it to where you choose your emotions and your thoughts and your actions, and just flip it. So that's my suggestion for you today, is to go get this book. It's very healing, very good, and that is all. I hope you got some value out of What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter, and this is the final part. So go ahead and, you know, leave some comments below. I'd like to hear, you know, how you're dealing with some situations in your life. Are you giving knee-jerk reactions, or are you responding in a healthier way? And like and share also if you got some value out of this, and click the link below if you'd like to see what we're doing to create more freedom lifestyle in our lives as well as many others. And I'll see you later. Have a great one. Bye-bye.